Coach, it seems like forever since that last game. It seems like it was like a month ago or whatever. So you and the players pretty anxious to get this game underway.
Yeah, absolutely. It's playoff hockey. Excited to play. Certainly, you learn from what happened last weekend and try to get better this week and attack some areas. It was good to have a few days, especially with how short-manned we've been, and give a few guys some injuries time to get back. But at the same point in time, in the last day or two, it's like, okay, you start chomping the bit a little bit. You want to get back in there.
Are you feeling more confident than you did before game one?
I feel confident the whole time. Now, with that being said, we know how good Syracuse is. We've played them 12 times in the regular season. We have a lot of respect for them, their talent, their competitiveness, their structure. So I just, with that being said, I have confidence in this group. This group's went through a lot. We've been shorthanded at a lot of different times this year, and we've had our back against the wall a lot of times. And there's a reason that we finished tied for second in this division. There's a lot of heart. There's a lot of character in that room. We're going to need all of that tomorrow night.
Who's in, who's out?
Nothing official yet. We'll just keep progressing through the week and see how everybody is tomorrow. But I think Kulik is headed in he's heading in a good direction. I feel better about him being in the lineup tomorrow than I did yesterday.
Is it somewhat of a relief that even though you're in this back against the wall situation, that at least you're coming back home, that you're in this situation in Rochester?
I don't know if relief is the word, but yeah, you'd rather be home. I mean, you're going on. That's a tough building to play in. They're good at home. They held home ice, and now we have to do the same. We've been good at home this year. Our crowds have been fantastic. Obviously, the guys that were here last year know what this building was like in the playoffs last year. It was pretty special to be a part of, and so we need to give them a reason to be rowdy early and often.
And there are quite a few in this room who haven't experienced AHL playoffs, even though it's been a bumpy road so far. How do you feel that adversity is kind of pushing some of those guys?
Yeah, I think that it's funny. We talked to, like Isak yesterday about this. We talked to Yuri this morning about this, even though he didn't play. The young guys, like what did you learn? What did you see? Why did you struggle? Those are important things. With Cooley, it was what did you see by watching? Obviously the level of physicality picks up. There's less time and space. All of those things, they're important experiences to go through because playoff hockey is a different animal than the regular season. So, I don't think it's in failure and in adversity. As long as you look at it the right way, there's tremendous opportunity for growth. And those are things we talked to Isak about, our team about. Let's learn from it, but let's not live in it. We don't need to beat ourselves up all week. Let's put a chip on our shoulder from the situation, not be happy about it, but we also don't need to dwell on it. You learn from it, you got to move forward.
Obviously, you called Sold up for a reason, and he has a role to fill, especially now with depth. Do you feel like his experience in Cincinnati in that ECHL game kind of uniquely prepared him for this matchup against the Crunch and really how gritty this series has been?
Yeah, the Coast is physical. It's probably even more physical. The American League is probably more physical than the NHL in the regular season. The Coast is probably more physical. Everybody's fighting and scrapping and clawing to try to get up, and try to get out of that league. And obviously Jason Payne does a really good job with our guys down there, and Olszewski, Pasolt, Picard have all played very well coming back up. And Syracuse is a physical, heavy team. So I thought Pass did a really good job. I thought he did a really good job in Cleveland that last game, helping us secure a bye. I thought he played well in both games in their building, and I expect him to play good for us again tomorrow night.
Rusek coming back with a little more experience from Buffalo. Have you noticed any sort of leadership elevation in his game?
Leadership, yeah, absolutely. He just probably just more confirmation. I think he has belief in himself. He had belief in himself game one last year after ACL surgery and being out all year. That's who he is. He has that swagger about him. But I think it's just confirmation that what you're doing and what you're working on and what we're hammering them on about matters and works at the highest level. And, I think that's important confirmation. And that was confirmation that sometimes our guys didn't get this year because of the health of the Sabres forwards. And that validation and confirmation is very powerful. And Lukasz has brought it back with him. He has a little bit more confidence in his leadership. He seems to be asserting himself and talking more on the bench, on the ice, in the power play meetings, things of that nature, which is fabulous to see.
To work on this week, but also that drill at the end, cycling the puck 5-on-5. What kind of pace do you want these guys to take when they're jumping in tomorrow night?
We need to play fast. Syracuse is a very good defensive team. They're very good in structure. And if you don't play fast, and I'm not just talking fast in our legs, I'm talking fast in our puck decisions, fast in our mind, and knowing the play you want to make. Because it's hard enough to force turnovers against a team like them. They don't turn the puck over a ton. So when you do, those are moments that you have them out of structure, per se. And we have to do a better job. We showed guys video this week. We didn't create enough, obviously, last weekend. But there wasn't a lot of room for either team. When we put ourselves in position to create more, and we didn't take advantage of it. And so we need to play faster, probably more than anything in our decision making, to try to catch them in the few moments that they're out of their structure.